profession of fatherhood is catastrophic, man. Because a lot of guys grow up, with the lack of love from another man. So we look for it in women. We look for it in other places. And that in itself, will take us for a ride that we don't want to go on. And I'll say, a person in my life that I can really speak for is my best friend. His father he grew up with his father just for a few years, and then his dad went to prison for, a handful of years. And he didn't graduate from high school. He didn't have a job, a steady job, until he was 20-something. He struggled with a lot of things internally, as far as anger and as far as trust issues and things like that. And that is a direct result from that, because him being my friend and him and I talking, that was the root of it all. I just wanted to be loved by my dad. I just wish I had my dad around. A lot of those lost feelings, a lot of those feeling like we're just alone and feeling that we're just have nobody would be just cleared away by our dad, a father coming to us and saying, "Look, son, this is what's going on. I love you. Let me teach you. Come walk with me. And come, let's go for a drive." That's fatherhood. Being able to be open with your dad. And being able for your dad to see who you are. I was fortunate for my dad to grow up with me. But unfortunately, he was a drug addict. So he was only there for us, physically. Physically. The emotional part. I grew up with a father angry.
Right.
He didn't have to be around for me to be angry with him. And a lot of that anger came from him because I grew up with a father who I saw didn't want to take care of us, who I saw make mistakes. He wasn't there, made a mistake and leave. No, I actually seen him do that.
Right.
And which one's harder? I don't know, but I did see my dad make a lot of mistakes, and that killed me. So that's what we talk about. He had me when he was 16. At a young age.
Yes.
Very young age. And that would probably had a lot to do with, as you said, I wondered if you'd have waited, would it have been a little different?
Right.
And
So growing up without a father, we're not necessarily talking about physically without the father.
Right.
We're talking about without a father who expresses genuine fatherhood to his son. Because, like you said, he could be present, but still be absent.
right.
He could still be an absentee dad. And when you have that, one of the initial things that you've recognized, just as a young man, and I believe you hit the nail on the head, is anger. A lot of young men angry today. You see it on the playgrounds in the schools. You're absolutely correct on that. You see it out in the workplace. A lot of young men angry. And that anger stems from as they grew up without that father expressing fatherhood over them or with them. They grew up, now they have to try to find their place as a man. And one of the ways we stand our ground as a man and prove who we are is being able to protect ourselves.
Right.
So we are very angry and very aggressive. And we have to be because we feel we have to be. Because we don't have the Father there. We don't have our Father showing us care and acceptance. We feel abandoned, so it's up to us to stand our ground. So I believe you're absolutely correct. A lot of that anger that we see happening on the campuses, happening on the grounds of the schools, a lot of the attacks even here locally at the high schools, kids, young men, I've yet to see, I haven't seen, I'm not saying it's not happening, but I've yet to see where those attacks that we're seeing on the campuses of the schools coming from other students has been a female.
Right.
I've yet to see it. I'm not saying it's not happening. It could be. I haven't seen it, but those attacks that I've seen stems from a young man being angry, upset. Maybe he too was abandoned by his father. Father could have been present, but still yet absent. A lot of young men today wrestle with authority.
Mm-hmm.
What have you, as far as when it comes to young men submitting to authority? I know you are, you've been working for a while now, a couple of different jobs, but there's been young men on those jobs as well. Have you seen young men just having a hard time submitting to the authority of their employer?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen some guys quit, drop it for $9. I don't like the way you're talking to me, I'm leaving.
I don't like the way you're talking to me, I'm leaving, just like that.
Just like that. You know what I mean? And it stems from, I think being without a father, we grow up without having any type of discipline. My mom can only tell us to do things so much, you know what I mean? And she can only instill, discipline, so much as a woman. There's something different about a dad, instilling a right kind of fear, a respect type of fear, a respect type of, oh, that's my dad, I can't do certain things, I can't talk a certain way, and without that, we feel disrespected so easy. Hey, go do this, go do that. Why are you picking on me? I didn't do nothing. Why do I gotta do it? Things like that. We have no type of, as far as structure, as far as, we're able to listen, to another man. It's so hard to sometimes, if we feel like we're being disrespected in a way, because now we feel like we're, a quote unquote punk. We feel less, we feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
A lot of emotions are starting to rise, for no reason. For a reason that is, we're at a job right now, and it starts all at home. It starts way back when, 5, 6 years old, 3, 4 years old, 11, 12 years old, it starts way back. That's where the root of the problem is. We weren't shown how to listen at a young age. And again, I say that when we talk about the deprivation of fatherhood, that has a lot to do with our identity crisis. Because we grow up without a picture of what a man is, and without a picture of what a good man is, and how a good man is supposed to act, how a good man is supposed to treat his woman, how a good man is supposed to maintain a job, how a good man is supposed to run a household. Let me say this correctly. We want to look up to a man.
Truly do.
Truly do. Why do you think we, as young men, see a superhero that we want to be like?
Makes sense.
We have a yearn to be like a powerful man. We have a yearn to, want to be like something. Want to, I don't want to say copy, but yearn to want to be like. That is, oh man, he's tight. He can fly. I want to be a superhero. He's so strong. He's a hero. We have a serious, genuine yearn to want to follow somebody as far as a man. And without that, again, you're just lost.
So, are you saying that young men today are truly looking for a genuine man to follow?
Absolutely. Watch TV. Watch Beyond Scared Straight. Watch Maury. Watch Jerry Springer. Watch all these things. What is the thing is that a lot of them, when they break down, when they have their moment, it always comes down to, I wish I had somebody in my life to tell me, to teach me. I wish I had someone at a younger age to guide me, to show me. I didn't have my dad around. And we just wish that yearn is there. That's a true yearn. Whether a man wants to admit it or not. that's why we see another man that we want to be like.
They still want, or they still looking for someone whom they can follow. Right?
Absolutely.
They still looking for that person. They still looking for the hero. You know?
Yeah.
And you're absolutely correct on that, because it's not just young men. Because that carries over as you continue to get older in life. You're still looking for that hero. You know? And the simple answer, like we said early on, is simply to fall before the Father. Fall before the Father. Really, the greatest hero to ever walk the face of the planet is Jesus Christ himself. He's the real Superman. You know, he's the real hero. I know we have the movie Superman just came out. We have the show on television now called Hero, you know. And but really, truly, Jesus Christ is Superman. He is the hero. He is the only one who can help you come out of that place that you're hiding. Come out of that shell. Help you come to that place of admitting before the Father that you need his help. You can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. We were not even created by design to do it alone. So why are we even trying to do it by ourselves? Chris, if you would, could you bring us to a close? Could you just speak into the life of the young men that are out there today who may have suffered or may be suffering from a deprivation of fatherhood, who may be wrestling, trying to keep themselves under sexual control,
Right.
or even that person who is definitely struggling with self-identity, not really knowing who they are as a man and not finding their way or direction in life. Could you just speak into the life of those young men that are out there today?
Absolutely. You know, it's simple. You said it 5-6 times today. You know, and I don't want to make this seem like a church service, you know, but this is real man, real talk. You know, Jesus Christ is the only way to, you know, to surpass all those things as far as those feelings. You know, we were hurt. I was hurt. You know, I was, you know, I guess abandoned, you know, by my mother and father. You know, and I didn't grow up with a father figure. You know, I didn't have those things. You know, and I would just say, we don't have to live like that. You know, we don't have to, you know, we don't always have to be angry. We don't always have to, you know, be resentful, you know, toward other men. You know, it's not a way to live, you know, and the answer is real. You know, you can feel whole. You can feel loved, and you can live a better life. You know, and there's no doubt in my mind, because I'm living proof. You know, my life isn't perfect, but I don't feel that way anymore. I'm not struggling with, you know, with hate for my father, you know, and I'm not struggling with, you know, self-identity. You know, I know who I am. You know, I'm not allowed to make say that. You know, but through Jesus Christ and God himself, you know, I know who I am. You know, and as far as, you know, sexual passion, sexual, you know, desires, you know, and the out of control, you know, feeling, you know, that will all, you know, come to a halt once you surrender it. You know, we're wrestling with it. You know, we fight with it. You know, we try to control it ourselves. But as soon as we surrender it, it's no longer ours. We give it up. You know, and the only person you surrender it to that can actually, you know, take it from us is God himself and Jesus Christ. You know, again, it's not a church service. I'm just being real. And that's what my advice would be.
Absolutely.